everyone, and welcome back to my corner. I'm Danie. Thank you so much for being here. In my last video, I showed you guys how to use an iPad and Apple Pencil to bullet journal digitally. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an in-depth look of how I create a weekly spread page for my bullet journal. All of my weekly spreads, I usually like to include a monthly calendar. Although I know it is a weekly spread, the month overview really just is helpful for me to visualize where I am exactly in the month and what week I'm focusing on. The calendar ended up being a little too small for my liking, so I just selected the whole thing and resized it until I was comfortable with the way it looked on the page. Next, I just added in some black dots and numbered them with the days of the week, resized them, and readjusted them until I was happy with the way they were laid out on the page as well. You will probably notice that I select and resize and readjust everything pretty often. That is because until you get a few components of your weekly spread on your page, it can be really difficult to know where exactly you're going to lay things out. But don't you worry, that is the wonderful thing about digital bullet journaling. You can mess up as many times as you want, and as long as you have your components on separate layers, you can always readjust or fix anything that you need. I was beginning to feel like the top of the page was looking really boring and just a bunch of white space. So in an effort to stay consistent with this month's theme, you can see me drawing a bunch of different shaped and sized leaves at the top of the page. So here you can see that I've got my weekly spread separated into 3 different sections. I personally like to keep my events and tasks separate from one another. That way, when I look at my bullet journal, I can just easily pinpoint what is a task or where is the place that I need to be at what time, and not really have the confusion of having all of my information in the same little area. As I mentioned in my previous video, I love to do a lot of hand lettering in Procreate as well as my bullet journaling. So there you'll just see me inserting a quote that I had hand lettered the other day. It says, "The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit." I am using this quote as a reminder to just be more patient with myself and others. I tend to really rush and try to do things as quickly as possible because I always feel so pressed for time. And I'm really hoping that bullet journaling will help me realize that I have more time than I think I do. So I just wanted to add a little plant doodle right next to that and bring some color to my page. So there you'll see me adding in some green fine line details to my plant and to the leaves in the background. The next thing that I wanted to add was a goals section to my page. In general, I have seen people put a large list of goals at the beginning of their bullet journal. Personally, I like to include a smaller list of goals on each of my weekly spreads just because I feel like those are the pages I refer to the absolute most in my bullet journal. It's where I cross off all my tasks and where I go to see what I have going on for the week, so I just thought it made more sense to fill it in on my weekly spread for me. Of course, you can tailor these pages to meet your specific needs. This is just what I personally like to do from my bullet journal. As I've mentioned before, I am a student with a job. I'm going through a nursing program, so something new that I wanted to implement this month was a brain dump space at the bottom of the page where I could just go at the end of my day, clear my head, but not really ever forget all that information that I probably did need to know. also really love the way the quotes came out on my page. I think they're a good reminder for what I would like to focus on in my life currently, which is patience and time always pays off. So you can see my plant the seed quote to the right, and right underneath my calendar I have a quote that says every step counts. And that really is just a reminder for me that baby steps are the foundation of something greater, and you just have to keep pushing and never give up. Here you'll just see me filling out the rest of my weekly spread. I didn't quite have my work schedule for the week when I was filming this, so you can see me adding in my little spatula icons for my work shifts this week, and it looks like I'm going to have a pretty busy week, so I am going to go start preparing for that week. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching the video. If you liked it, please go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and maybe a comment if you'd like to see more videos from me. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.